listen, success also on the other side of the track, so to speak, with the LAFC winning last night 2-1. kind of, bit of a stretch there. Beating Austin 2-1. Now it wasn't. I thought they played pretty well actually. They were definitely good value for the win. Son and Bouanga they're good footballers, Gara. And despite the close scoreline, this is it a bromance. I keep hearing this bromance thing mentioned in the media, from MLS.com to some LA. Is it a real bromance forming between these two guys?
Yeah. I mean, Son's arrival has changed Bouanga's entire almost identity as a player in some ways. Of course, yes, he's still scoring goals and he's still as dominant, but it's added a completely new element where suddenly he's looking for passes that he would never have been looking for before. And there's just a certain trust between the two that is totally because of Son showing him, like trying to get him his hat trick in that one game where he was like, he had a wide open shot and he's laying the ball off to Bouanga, like hoping for him to get his hat trick. And then Bouanga begging Son to take a PK, and like they're going back and forth arguing about who's going to take it. And there's no other player who Bouanga would be giving up a PK for. So it's just like it happened so quickly, but it is a complete transformation. And it is so cool to see because Bouanga was already so dominant in this league, but that is an element to his game that he was missing. And it was almost like he would have either have needed to leave the league and go play at a higher level to add that dimension to his game. But by bringing Son in, it's kind of done the same as it is. Like it's forced him to become a more multifaceted player. And it's, it's going to serve him and the team for however longer Bouanga's here and in the league, and Son's hopefully here to stay too for a while. So it's just a really cool and really dangerous partnership.
Now, Austin kept them quite quiet for long periods of that game, didn't they? I thought they defend quite well. The problem with them is scoring goals. I would think there was only one team maybe in the league that scored less goals than them.
Yeah, they have one of the worst XGs in the league. They just don't generate very much. Their best player, most dangerous player was injured, and now they really have no firepower at all. And it was clear from the very beginning of the game what their game plan was. I mean, you knew even before that they were going to sit deep, they were going to stay compact, stay organized, and hope to catch Hugo Lloris, on a mistake late in the game. And it would have, had that game remained in a tie, it would have really worked in their favor, because if this game's going straight to PKs, which it would in this best of three round, I mean, I'd pick Brad Stuver over Hugo Lloris at this point in his career in PK. So it really was looking a little iffy there when it was tied 1-1. But Austin FC, their whole game plan was just to hammer Son. Every time he got the ball, they were absolutely hammering him. I don't know if you guys saw, but from the first kickoff, Ilie Sanchez, former LAFC captain, ran right through Son's chest. He didn't even have the ball. He ran right through his chest and put him on his butt. And it was like, oh, it's like just clearly setting the tone, but also like Ilie Sanchez is like the nicest guy on the planet. So for him to like be the guy in the locker room who put his hand up and is like, I'm going to take this one for the team. All of South Korea is going to hate me after this. I'm pretty much like, he's just ready to wear it to set the tone and show his team, like, this is what we have to do. And I think it's there. I don't love that that's their approach, but it also kind of is their only option at this point. LAFC is very much the better team. That they have so much more quality. It's really the only way they're going to get past them in this best of three. And I mean, they came close. LAFC, I thought they were going to run away with it when they got the go-ahead goal. It was a fortunate redirection by the Austin FC defender, but Ryan Hollingshead did really well. I mean, he's a former forward for UCLA turned defender. He plays wing back. He's got the most goals in the league for a defender at this point in his career. And it was just a really savvy play by him. He dropped his shoulder, took it around the defender, played a dangerous ball across the goal, and he was rewarded for it. Kind of like the rest of the game, it was ugly. Both their goals actually were ugly. Their second goal was also just as ugly, but that was kind of just speaks to what the whole game looked like. It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done, and now they have to go into Austin and do the same.
ESPN wrote why, like the reasons why each team would win. So they went through each team, and for LAFC, they said, obviously the reason they're going to win is potent offense. The reason they're going to lose and why you wouldn't bet with them is poor back line, is basically in summation. Where do you stand with that?
So I disagree with that. I think that the back line, especially since LAFC switched to a back three with Nkosi Tafari, Porteous, and Segura, they've been very solid. It's not really like overall and throughout the season, especially since switching to the back three, I think that their back line is strong. It's more individual mistakes. Like that goal that they allowed was just a terrible clearance from Nkosi Tafari, who, by the way, is like 6'3" or something. And he could have headed that ball out of bounds. And instead he heads it to Wolf's feet, who is like the best player right now on Austin. And he, instead of shooting, which was a very clever play by him, he lays it off and Gallagher puts it away. And it was less about Austin's, like it was against the run of play. It was less about Austin's ability and more about LAFC's just individual mistake in that moment. And a part of it was, I think they took their foot off the gas. You know, they should have kept going, and Austin's not a team that you want to let grow into this game at all. And that's exactly, like I said, what they were looking for was just to nip them with a mistake. And that's what they did. And had they been able to hold them off any longer, it could have gotten even uglier, I think, for LAFC.
Never easy playing against teams with nothing to lose.
No, well, and it was clearly, you could very much tell that after that first goal by LAFC, it was like Austin all looked at each other and they were like, guys, why not us? Like, we literally have nothing to lose. Why not us? And they just clearly had this like sort of belief that gave them a little bit of a spark. But ultimately it wasn't enough because you can just see the quality is so much different. LAFC, even though they had those individual mistakes and they weren't finishing their chances. I mean, Timothy Tillman had a sitter inside the 18-yard box where all he had to do was hit it on frame. And I don't even know if it went out on the end line or if it went out on the sideline for how far he missed the goal. Like that, it was a really bad miss by him. And I mean, had he scored that one, the game would have been put away. And it was more
no Cara Lang, because I saw your Instagram with your little resume of your goals, and I played some ball too.
So my dad called me and he's like pretty much was like, who's being mean to you on the internet that you feel you need to defend yourself? I'm like, Dad, it's a TikTok trend. Like, that's not what, like, I'm not, you don't get it. Like, just click on the hashtag, you'll see, like, it's a thing. People are doing it.
Don't need to defend yourself here.
It was so funny though, because remember Craig, it was your mom or your dad or your sister were upset that we were giving them the gears. And they're like, they're so mean to you on the podcast. We're like, he's our friend.
We're mean to Craig? I can't imagine that.
No.
That's what I said.
Yeah. It's called good-natured banter.
Thank you.
Right.
There's a fine line. From a Canadian angle, Matthew Soignier gets a start once again. How's he overall? How's he doing there? Is he fitting in every game? Is he a trusted lieutenant in that midfield? Like, where is he at?
I think so. I mean, he's getting the start in their first playoff game of the season. He's definitely worked his way into the midfield as a mainstay. They do have two other midfielders that I personally would like to see. I don't know if it's necessarily in place of Soignier. I would like to see them play alongside him as well. And it's probably unlikely that they're going to completely rearrange their entire midfield in the playoffs right now. But they brought in two players, Jailson and Andy Morin, who I think are very high quality players and have a lot to offer. I was actually surprised that at least one of them wasn't starting in this game, where especially Jailson, for example, he's just really good with, like, everything is on his first touch. It's like 1 and 2 touch only. He moves the ball really quickly, and that's more of what LAFC needs right now. I don't think it's not necessarily because of Soignier, but the midfield is LAFC's weak point. So that's something that they're going to need to make adjustments to throughout the playoffs if they want to be able to compete against the best teams in this league, if they can move past this round and then round after that. So I can't say for sure that I think Soignier will remain as a starter. He's done well, but I was expecting more from him, if I'm honest. He was definitely the trigger for Austin FC's press. As soon as he got the ball, that was when they were moving. And I'd like to see more from him. The LAFC's midfield that's the area where they're not creative going to goal at all. And that's sort of the missing piece of that puzzle. You've got Bouanga and Son up front, and in my opinion, a very solid back line. You've got two very strong wing backs in Palencia and Ryan Hollingshead, or Artem Smoliakov, who could be in place of Hollingshead as well. So they've got a ton of depth, and they also, like I said, have depth in the midfield. But I think it's just figuring out those pieces to the puzzle, because it's like they've got so many quality players, but how can they make it work, and how can they find cohesion and be dangerous going forward? That's the thing they're missing right now.
Do they have any injury worries to LA?
Right now, no. I mean, Igor Jesus is out for the season, and Aaron Long out for the season, but that's not new. So no, they're holding up pretty well. I mean, they've had, long international breaks. The only players that didn't get those breaks were Son and Bouanga, but I think that they'll be fine. And then they have another huge international break between this round and the next round, which is insane. I mean, Craig, how do you feel about that? Because I know it would be so frustrating for me. You have all this momentum from one round, and then it's like an off season in between the next rounds.
Yeah, it's way too long. Way too long. Trying to keep that momentum going and just being switched off like that. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah, but next year it's going to be they're going to join the two windows together, right? October and November. So it won't be broken up as much. Would you prefer that, Cara? That okay, it's going to be a longer window, like 3 weeks maybe, I think, right? But
I mean, summer holiday
would be broken up.
It's if LAFC wins in 2, it could be like 20 days between their last game and the next one.
That's insane.
Don't like it at all.
So
you're trying to get up to these games too, right? This whole best of 3 thing. I mean,
it's crazy. Why are we not just doing 2 for all of them on aggregate, like throughout the playoffs?
It works.
It would be the same amount of games, same amount of money for MLS and Apple. I don't get it at all. Imagine Son being like, okay, wait. So first of all, let me wrap my head around playoffs.
Yeah.
Second, the first round of the playoffs is 3 games, and there's we go straight to PKs. Like the rules change from round to round, and he's like, so he's gonna get through this one, and they're gonna have to sit him down, and he's gonna have like an exam on what the next round is like and how
but you'd be confused, right? You're like Kirk Miller was the same way. He was like, oh yeah, I've never, like, he didn't know what's going on here. We're playing this, we're playing that. Like, it doesn't make sense.
All the new MLS fans from South Korea as well, they're like, when's the next game? Like, oh, I have to wait a month. Oh, okay.
Well, they should let Commissioner Messi get it all sorted, right? He was interviewed this past week, and he gave his reasons how you improve the league and what needs to happen. It's basically scrap the cap, all the GAMs and TAMs, and just
all my buddies.
Exactly. Sign who you want, who are generally speaking my friends, and bring them over. That's how you solve what's wrong with MLS. I get the impression that Leo's going to be a little bit like Pele as he gets older and stops playing. Like, he's going to occasionally be interviewed, have lots of opinions when he's being paid for opinions. That the opinions won't be very good opinions. They won't be very, very educated
or
in
popular.
many ways.
Yeah.
Or popular. Yeah. Although, quite honestly, who likes a cap, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you live in LA or Toronto, when you have a bit of money at the club.
But which teams is that going to benefit? Like, everybody already.
Toronto and Miami and New York.
Montreal love it.
LA.
Big fans.
Yeah.
Well, they put out
bring in the luxury tax.
Yeah, well, exactly, baseball style, right? And
about
NBA
a week,
too, right?
Sharms, did you see about a week and a half ago, a mural went up of Son that's taking over like a whole side of a building? How much Son is like being displayed all over the place right now, Cara?
I mean, he's everywhere. He's also just doing appearances with like he was with the Dodgers, he was with the Rams. I think he's set to go hang out with the Chargers next, which is funny because there's 2 football teams in LA. But I think he was at a Lakers game. He's just all over right now. And when I say I think he's going to be here for a while, it's because he's clearly having the time of his life. Like, he is living it up. He's always got a smile on his face. I think no matter where he'd be, he would have a smile on his face, but he is making the most of his time in LA.
And $12 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
It helps, right? Yeah, second highest behind Messi, isn't he?
Yeah.
Followed by Busquets. And Miguel Amarin makes 7.87 million. Yeah.
The amount of shirts that he sells.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's for it, right?
That's got to be, he'll sell more in jerseys than 12 million.
And LAFC's shirts are like, their kits are great. That black and gold is tremendous. Nice. Yeah.
Oh, all of it. Everything they do in terms of marketing is very high level. Everything always looks so sharp.
Is Son getting more press than LA Kings players?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not very hard. Hockey's pretty low on the totem pole.
Yeah,
there.
That's my question, right? It is, yeah.
Ooh, don't say that.
Pardon?
Don't say that up here. They think it's a fucking be all and end all.
It's literally it's a struggle for two.
Yeah.
We're triggering Craig now. He's going to go off in one.
The question should be, is he as popular as Otani?
Worldwide, yes.
Yeah.
I think so. In LA, no. I mean, Otani is it's insane and deserved. Like watching him at the game when he walks up, the charisma that guy has, it is insane. Like he lives for that moment. And then not only that, just like the way he walks up to the plate and then he just hits home runs like it's easy. Like that 18-inning game, I can't remember who was pitching. Okay, I think he hit 2 home runs, but it was like they were great pitches and it didn't matter. Like it's just like gone easy. Like he's absolutely unstoppable. And it's crazy to watch, but it makes sense. Like he is a god.